Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Chris and this is ANC Candles and Car Air Freshness. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm doing good. I'm just going to shoot this short video. I hope it's short because some of my videos have been getting long. So I've been learning more stuff about this journey that I've been into, and the one I'm talking about is the room spray. Okay, I've done 2 videos already about the room spray, and I'll put the link to those videos in the description so you guys can go watch them if you haven't watched any of them. Okay, so today I want to talk about a couple of things. The first thing one of them would be what I have in here, right? Just arrived today. I've been waiting for this for a very long time. It's hard to find, but I found it and I was able to order it, but it took a long time to come. It's kind of similar to how I get things from my manufacturer, but this wasn't coming from my manufacturer. This was actually coming from the United States, but it took forever to arrive. But it's here and I'm happy that it's here. It's one of the ingredients that I've been waiting for to mix in my room spray that will give the effect of the odor absorber. So my room spray is not just going to be a room spray that masks odor, but instead to be a room spray that eliminates odor. So that is what I have here. So I'll be mixing them or mixing it with my emulsifier and my fragrance oil, but it has to be something I have to mix while it's hot. Okay, all right, so that's what is in there, and I'll be making some as a test to see how it works. However, I will see how it will affect the colors. I don't think it would, because it's a clear ingredient. I don't think it will affect it. But also I'm also testing different fragrance oil with the winning formula that I have, or the winning recipe that I have. Now, the one I made with you guys was supposed to be my winning formula, right? But then I observed something different. Telling you these things, this journey I'm on with this room spray can drive you bonkers, right? Can really get your head scratching, right? So one day you have a perfect recipe, the next day you're like, oops, what happened there? All right, why is it changing color? What's going on? Why is it getting foggy? Why is it clouding again? And now I also told you guys about the 24-hour rules, or the 38 hours, 48-hour rules. I told you guys about it, right? That sometimes I let them sit for that long to see how they come out at the end, right? But the thing is that I've been watching some of these ones I've made. At this point, I've made over 30, guys. I've made over 30 room spray samples just to find out the best recipe. And every time I say this is my recipe, that is my recipe, something comes up that I'm like, oh, what happened there? I can't use that. I can't really do that. Then I go back to the drawing board again, and I've done this over and over again since my last video. Okay, so I'm just here telling you guys what has been happening, that my winning formula is no longer my winning formula because I probably missed something, which the only thing that can really help you figure this out is your experience by just looking at them, like doing them, not just relying on maybe what someone said, right? It's by you doing it, because what someone might tell you might not be your situation. It might be the temperature that you're working with, right, in your house. It could be that. It could be some other element within the air, like how you store them. So all those things can happen, and they can affect the way your room spray looks. Okay, so I've experienced that a lot. Okay, now the one I made with you guys is this, right? You guys can see that it's kind of forming a little bit of haziness. It's still not that bad it's not as bad as this, right? But it's still maintaining the haziness. And some of you might be like, wait, it's supposed to be here. Why is it here? All right, I didn't use it, okay? And that's one thing I want to talk about. You see, evaporation happens because I didn't seal it. I just covered it with one of these coffee filter thing. That's how I covered a lot of them, right? And I noticed that they've been evaporating. And I made 100 mils, like 100 milliliters, right, of the liquid. That's what I made. But look how low this is because evaporation has been taking place, right? So now this is a classic example. This one was super clear, crystal clear, guys. I made this about Friday. Today is Monday. Super clear. It was clear Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And today, Monday, look how hazy and cloudy it has become, right? I could stir this again, but it's still going to look hazy. And I know why. Because I've done two similar recipe, two products with similar recipe, right? And they came out, okay, one of them is this. See that? See how clear this one is? And this was done the same day as this. The same formula, the same fragrance oil, everything the same. But look at the difference. And I'm going somewhere with that. Now, here's another one, right? See how clear this one is. Same as this. Same clarity, guys. Same thing. Why? The same formula, the same recipe I used, and the same fragrance oil, right? And it's the same. How come this, with the same formula, how come it's different? Okay, I'll tell you why. This wasn't covered. Nope, wasn't covered. This was covered. This also was covered. So it gave me a clear understanding why I'm having all of this. Now, majority of my over 30 samples I've made, majority of them are turning out to be like this. At first, they began like this, and now they're turning out to be like this. Now, that made sense to me, that I needed to tighten them in a sealed container, right? I needed to do that, but I didn't do that. I've been covering them like this. And dust, temperature, air, lights can affect them, okay? And that can cause the degradation of your fragrance oil, your emulsifier, and the other solvent or other ingredient that you're using. It will degrade them. So for me, there was been some evaporation. Guys, if you look at this, this was supposed to be like 100 ml. See how reduced it is now because it wasn't covered. So I've learned something in this process. And what if all those ones that are like this, that I've tossed away or that I've said, okay, they are no good, who knew if I had only closed them and sealed them properly, just like I've done this? Who knew they could have been like this? And I could have come up with my recipe for a very long time. Now I've been fighting myself and been going to bed late thinking I have to do more formulation, I have to do this, I have to do that. But it is not even probably the formulation right now for me, because I know how to get this color. But how to stay with this color, I don't know how to until recently, because I realized that if I don't cover them, they turn up like this, and then when the ingredients start evaporating or the emulsifier and the fragrance oil start degrading, then the colors start changing because they are not the same ratio, are not at the same ratio as they started with. So that's why the colors are like this. So it made perfect sense to me now that, okay, this was your problem. You are exposing them to air, you are exposing them to the element. They're evaporating because some of these ingredients are volatile. So a volatile ingredient means that it can easily be evaporated if it's not sealed properly. Okay, it's just like your gasoline, right? If you want to, like, there was one day I wanted to mow my lawn, and I put in the gas in the gas tank, and I forgot to close it. And I went inside the house to get ready and to do other things, and before I came back, my gas tank was empty. And I was looking around wondering if there was like a leak in my gas tank. I was going around asking my wife if anybody came around here, like what happened, what happened. And then it dawned on me that, duh, like that's gas. You left it open and it evaporated. Okay, because gas is, or gasoline is a volatile liquid. So that's what happened to me. And now I'm realizing that, okay, I should have known better. I should have locked them in bottles like this, right? Should have just put them in bottles like this and seal them so that all these things don't happen. Can you imagine this? This was supposed to be like right here, okay? And now the way is right here because I left them like that open. So if you figured out your recipe and you have your formula locked down, but you're experiencing what I just showed you, maybe you just need to put them in a cup like this and seal them, right? So that the elements within your house don't get into them. Elements like, bright light, dust, temperature don't affect them. You want to seal them, okay? So that's what I wanted to share with you guys, so you guys can see the way this my room spray journey is evolving from me starting with absolute nonsense like this. You guys can see how thick this thing is. Okay, this will clog the nozzle, right? So from me starting from something like that to getting a clear formulation, and now getting to this situation, and now realizing that, hey, it is not the formula. It could be that it was opened. And I'm telling you guys, I have so many of them over there that are just curing for a long time. They are sitting down there and I'm wondering, like scratching my head, like what is going on? Like, why are they just turning foggy? Why are they just turning hazy? I don't understand. They were like this before. They were so clear, but why is this happening? So now it dawned on me that, okay, number one, there was a reduction in their volume. And why is that? If there's a reduction in their volume, that means that something is evaporating. And if the ingredients are evaporating, they are no longer at the same ratio. At this point, something is now higher than the other. Okay, so the ratio is not balanced anymore. It's chemistry, guys. So if the chemistry is not in place, if the chemical equation is not balanced, then there will be an effect. There is going to be an effect. You cannot escape that. So in my situation, there's been some degrading of some of the ingredients because they were not closed and locked in. Okay, so that's what I figured out, and I hope as I proceed and as I keep going and I keep locking them in here, I will have steady and consistent room spray. Okay, so now to this. All right, this is something that, let me just, I've not opened it yet. So. Okay, so that is it. It's small, but guys, it is very expensive. This thing is small but very expensive. All right, and I don't have to put it, and you don't have to put it in your room spray. I want to put it because I want my product to stand out. I want it to be different. I also want it to have that odor eliminator property in it, so that people can use it to eliminate odors and not just masking them. And you like, people can use baking soda for that, but the problem is that I cannot use baking soda for this particular ingredient because baking soda does not dissolve in water. Okay, so that will be a problem. You will have like baking soda residue underneath your formulation or your formula or your room spray. Okay, so it doesn't do well with water. So that's why I didn't use baking soda. That's why I chose this particular one. And this particular one is an industrial standard. It's not something you find in your regular household item or in your regular store. No, this is industrial standard. That's why it's very expensive. Okay, for this little bag with shipping and everything, I paid over 20. I paid over $20 for that. Okay, for this little bag. Okay, so it is something that I believe will last longer. So it's a test for me, right? I'm testing it, and if it works well, then I'll go for the bigger ones, right? I'll go for the bigger bags instead of the smaller one, so I can have enough, and that can reduce my retail cost or my cost of production. That will reduce it. And I'm really happy about all of this that I'm doing. It's opening my eyes to a lot of things. It's giving me new information and new ways of testing things, and it's giving me new opportunities, okay, to create more stuff. And I was able to use this time learning about room spray to actually develop a tool for myself that can help me navigate through all of these roadblocks, stumbling block challenges, and victories. Okay, I was able to navigate them using a tool that I created, and that tool is also going to be like a room spray business suite. Like I call it the formulators suite, meaning that it has everything that you as an individual, or like for me, it kind of feels like I'm starting a brand new business. To be honest with you guys, this room spray has really opened my eyes to a lot of things. Like it feels like I'm starting a brand new business, right? And this room spray is part of ANC Candles, right? But the tool that I've created, I can just, as an individual, not knowing anything about the room spray business, I could just use that tool alone and just walk in and start this business, because it's going to help me navigate through my recipe, through my formulation. And the one I call the winning formula, it has that in there. So as soon as I go into that tool and I open it up, I see the dashboard, I see how I'm doing, I see what is in production, I see what is selling, I see what I need to do. Like it's kind of like a whole business suite. Something like a ERP, right? Enterprise resource something. I can't remember it, right? So it's kind of like that. So it's kind of helps me with everything that I'm doing. Okay. It logs in my inventory for me, right? And it tells me when I'm low on any inventory. Okay. It has a shopping list for me, whereby if something is low in my inventory, it has a section where I can just click a drop down. I pick the supplier. If it's Amazon, I pick it, and then it will show me what I need to order, and I just punch in if I've ordered that product or not. I click on it and it tells me, it asks me if this product has arrived. If yes, I click on it and it adds it up to my inventory system. It is, guys, I love it. That's why I feel like it's a new business for me. Even though as an ANC Candle owner, I still have a software that I use for all my inventory and my business, my accounting, everything. I have those. But this particular tool was built specifically for room spray. That's what it was built for. It has everything. One day I'm going to show you guys how I enter things, and I'm going to just show you guys how everything is. It just shows you the breakdown, the step by step, how you can go from knowing nothing about a room spray business and start a room spray business, because it's going to give you every single workflow on how to flow and how to navigate through it. So I'm really excited about it. And again, it feels like I'm doing a new business because of this tool. And it gives me joy to wake up every day to go on my computer and just look at the tool and just like walk through it and just do testing. Like, okay, I'm going to make this order today. I just do testing and just formulate new stuff. Even it's telling me right now I have 3. So I did 2 last night and 1 2 days ago. It's telling me I have 3 test formula or test recipe that are curing right now. Okay, so after 7 days, it's kind of gives them a curing phase of 7 days. So after 7 days, it will give me a check mark saying that they are ready to go. All right, so that's what I just love that tool. I'm talking a lot about that tool because it's dear to me, because that's something I created while I'm going through this journey. All right, so I will be talking to you guys next time, and maybe when all of this recipe thing is done, after I've really tested this to make sure it's going to come up like this in the long run, because this has been for like almost 2 weeks. They're going for 2 weeks, and you guys can see the clarity there, over 2 weeks. And this one was done recently with this, okay? And this can tell me already that locking them, sealing them properly makes the difference. All right, well, we'll find out. All right, guys, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and subscribe. If you haven't joined the Telegram group, the link will be in the description for you to join. If you have any questions for me, mainly, please do not send me questions on the Facebook group, because I hardly go on there anymore, right? I still accept people there, but I encourage you guys to join the Telegram group. That way you can directly message me. Sometimes I don't even see my messages on YouTube because I'm busy doing other stuff, right? But on Telegram, the notification just comes like that, so I can see it and I can address your questions and stuff. Some people have been asking me about this, the recipe for this formula. For now, I will not be sharing the recipe online for now, because again, I am still in the process of finishing it. I don't want to finish a recipe that I'm not sure of and then give it out there or send it out there for you guys to go buy or for you guys to go use, and then you guys realize that, okay, this is a flop, this is not something I can use. All right, so I don't want to do that. I want to be able to, when I'm ready for it and I start selling the product, if I start selling the product, I mean my room spray, that tells you that, okay, is ready, because like I said, I will not sell to people what I cannot use in my house. So I will not do that. So when I start selling it, that means I'm using it. Okay, so maybe then I can start thinking about, maybe I should offer the recipe out for you guys who are interested in buying. I've seen messages from people telling me that they're interested in that recipe, and I told them I'm not ready for that yet, because hey, again, I don't want to sell it if it's not ready. All right, and I've not forgotten about the other tools that I have in the Centromatic system. Some of you already started using the Centromatic system, and I'm hearing good news about it, that it has changed the way you make car air fresheners, and it has changed the way you market your car air freshener. It is giving you a new sense of understanding about how your carrier oil and your temperature, and like setting your temperature and other things, kind of help you to know what to do with your car air freshener or your cardstock, so you can maximize your profit. Okay, so I'm really excited for you guys who are using that. I'm using that, and I've seen different changes. Okay, I've seen an improvement in my cardstock or in my car air freshener, and I've seen confidence, all right, in my store owners. They're like, okay, they can tell people why my car air freshener lasts longer, and why it's better, and why they keep ordering from me. So that is good. If you haven't seen that video, maybe I should link the video in the description, so you guys can go watch the Centromatic system, the simulation lab, whereby I demonstrate all of these parameters that can affect your car air fresheners. Okay, and also there are other tools in there, like the CRM system, the customer relationship management system. It's there. You guys can use that as well. And there are other, like about 16, is it 16 yet? I can't even remember. There are some tools over there that you can use, and I'm yet to do some videos on some of them, but some of you already know how to use them because they're very simple to use. But I haven't forgotten about those. I should do videos on them, so you guys can have an idea, or a vivid idea on how to use the system. All right, guys, thank you guys for watching, and again, please subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. Thank you again, and I hope to see you guys next time. God bless. Bye-bye.